Hello, in this video I am going to discuss about lithium sulfur batteries. So let's start. If we go to the content, here we have introduction, a brief introduction about lithium sulfur batteries, and then mechanism of how it works and the methods I have used to prepare the lithium sulfur battery and the results I have achieved so far, and I will discuss about the conclusion and my future work as well. So if we go to the introduction, lithium sulfur batteries are became the most prominent batteries in the coming generations because of its high specific capacity and theoretical capacity of 1675 mAh per gram. And if we see how does lithium sulfur battery works, it works in intercalation between the lithium sulfur battery, helps in producing the energy that helps in uh, the vehicles in automobiles and etc. So it works on the principle of binder, which is polymer, and conductivity additives, which I used is C65. And by combining all these I prepared the sulfur cathode to assemble the battery. So this is how it works, and let's see how the what is the mechanism of lithium sulfur battery in the coming slide. So in this slide, here we can see the lithium ions traveling all the way through the separator, and this is interlayer, and lithium ions all the way travel from here to through the separator and interlayer to the sulfur cathode, and they travel back all the way from interlayer, separator, and to the lithium anode again. So this process is charge and discharge, and this is how the lithium sulfur battery works. Probably uh, by moving off these ions this side and this side, so that causes charge and discharge. So that's how it works. So it is the mechanism of lithium sulfur battery. So let's go for the next slide. So this is the slurry preparation, in which we have four main points, which is active material preparation, binder material, solvent, and conductivity material. To prepare this slurry, we have four parts in this. So we have to prepare first active material. So I will explain the preparation of how I prepared the active material for the preparation of lithium sulfur battery. In this active material preparation, initially I took carbon, which is ACS, and sulfur is taken in the ratio of 3:7, and I blended it very well by using a blender until the sulfur, which is yellow particles, are well mixed into the carbon particles, and then I use a to furnace up to 12 hours for about 155 degrees Celsius for 10 degrees Celsius per minute, rising the temperature. In this condition, I have used the furnace, and I have kept the active material, which I have blended homogeneously in the ratio of 3:7. I kept this composition in the furnace for 12 hours. After 12, above mentioned binder material and solvent. So finally the slurry. I prepare slurry by combining all the above three steps in the ratio of 7:2:1, where 7 is active material composition and 2 is the conductivity material, and finally the 1 is the ratio of binder, which I used PVDF in it. So this is how I make slurry in the by using mixer again for 30 minutes to mix this composition all well, and we will get a sticky liquid type structure of slurry, and I use that slurry in the further process. The further process is coating. Coating is nothing but the slurry which I have prepared earlier. I use this on coating on aluminum foil. So I take aluminum foil of 20 millimeters, and I use the slurry which I prepared. I'll coat on aluminum foil which is 20 millimeters, and I use this scraper machine which is 80 mm diameter. I set for 80 mm diameter, and I coat on the foil of aluminum, and I use the speed which is 15 mm. Aluminum foil is allowed to stick on the scraper, and the slurry I have prepared, I will keep the slurry on the surface of the aluminum foil and allow the scraper to move on the surface of the slurry, so that the slurry is uniformly coated on the aluminum foil with 80 mm diameter, and we will get the coated aluminum foil with the slurry. So then the next process is we have to keep the aluminum foils at 60 degrees centigrade in the furnace and for 4 to 5 hours. So this is how the foil of aluminum will be coated. So the next process is rolling. I use roller machine. By using a ruler, I check the thickness with 0.45 mm, and the speed of the roller should be 5.5 mm. Each foil should be moved on the inside the roller for 3 to 4 times for making sure the uniformity of the coating, and then I punch the samples to cut into round pieces, for which I have to use in the coin cell assembly for the further process. So I cutted the samples of coated slurry for about 13 mm. I use 13 mm size to cut the sample. So safety measures have been taken before cutting it, because it may damage the aluminum foil as well as the slurry coating over it. So I use a transparent paper over it to make sure no damage should be done to the coating as well as the aluminum foil. So after the samples, the next step is going with the coin cell assembly. I assembled coin cell by turning on the glow box with vacuum, and the nitrogen gas is filled inside the chamber, and after that closing the chamber of the glow box, and it is evacuated for 30 minutes. The order of that's how the battery is assembled in this order. And up next we go for the analysis. So far we have prepared the battery with the cathode working material. So the analysis is done with 0.1 and 0.5 C rate, which helps the battery to activate. But before doing this process, we need to stabilize the battery that we have prepared. So the battery is kept unmoving for 12 hours. The slurry percentage is 0.49 that I have used, and the sulfur ratio is 0.7. So mainly we have to consider the theoretical capacity of sulfur here, which is 1675 mAh per gram, because here my working electrode is sulfur that I have prepared by using coating process. But usually people, many researchers usually will focus both anode and cathode, but here I focus only on cathode. If if the if if we are focusing on both anode and cathode, we have to consider about both anode theoretical capacity of which is lithium theoretical capacity, and also the sulfur theoretical capacity. But here I will consider theoretical capacity of sulfur because I worked on sulfur cathode, and I use the lithium foil directly from outside. So here are the results I have got. So this is the graph in between capacity and voltage. So in the x-axis we can see the capacity per for mAh per gram, and in the y-axis we can see the voltage. These are the 50 cycles. In the different colors we can see I have achieved almost 1000 mAh per gram for 50 cycles. This is the graph that it shows the cyclic performance of battery, and the loading of the sulfur is 0.060 gram per centimeter cube. I mean, it means the loading of sulfur in this battery. So far I have assembled two batteries. So this is my first battery result, and let's see the cyclic stability of this battery in the next slide. So in here I have presenting the results of cycle number and the specific capacity in y-axis, and cyclic stability in x-axis, and I'm also presenting the Coulombic efficiency. So I have achieved almost 100, which is about approximately 98 to 100 in between the Coulombic efficiency. So far the Coulombic efficiency is very good, and I have achieved the 1000 mAh per gram capacity. And here we can see the charge and discharge. The red color one is charge, and the black color dots inside is discharge. So the stability we can see for almost 50 cycles it still stands at 600 mAh for the first battery. Let's see the results of second battery. So here is the second battery results. So it is the loading of this sample is even less from the first sample. So here are the results. This is also I have achieved almost 1000, but a little less than from the first one. This is the reason because here I use very less loading for this sample, so I have achieved very less. So let's see the cyclic stability of this sample as well. So here is the stability, almost the same, but little bit difference with the Coulombic efficiency as well as cyclic stability. So these are the two samples, and this is the thermogravimetric analysis, which shows the temperature, which shows the temperature monitoring and weight change. It is all about the analysis for weight and temperature of the material that we have used, and we use a software called Pyris Manager to analyze this analysis. So I gradually increase the temperature from 30 to 600 degrees and marked a due there. So after adjusting this program, the system is calibrated, and TJ analysis are done in the presence of nitrogen gas. So these are the conditions I have used to analyze the TGA. So once the program is all set, we have to calculate the weight percentage by seeing the results of TGA, which we will get as a graph, and we use active material to test the TGA. So I use a minimum of very less weight of powder, which is active material carbon and sulfur, on the microbalance. So, and as a reference I use another microbalance as well. So by combining these two and setting all those functions will make the analysis by TGA instrument. So here is the analysis that I have got from the TGA. Almost I have used 75% of sulfur in my battery. So you can see the downfall of the from this arrow I have presented here, showing that 75% of sulfur that I have used in my coin cell. So here are some SEM images which I have taken from spectroscopic ellipsometry. These are at different magnifications. This is at 1K magnification, 5K. We can see the crystal-like structure, and the structure is very smooth. As we increase the crystal structure, the magnification, so that we can see the proportion very clearly. So let's see with another magnification as well. So here are the SEM images at 50, 100. This is 50, and this is magnification at 100 mu meters, and this is 150K and 200K. So far the surface of the carbon and sulfur material, which is active material, is uniformly mixed, and it was so smooth by seeing this morphology from the SEM image. So finally I have assembled the lithium sulfur battery and achieved 1000 mAh per gram and specific capacity and Coulombic efficiency of 99% around, and the ratio I used is 3:7. So far the performance is good, but still the stability of anode is not quite good. So in the future work I am going to work on lithium anode, which the stability is not so good. So I am working on the stability now. Yes, that's my research so far. So thank you for listening.